Yeah, morning all. It's, let's see, quickly pull down, 11:06 on Monday the 2nd of September. It's quite loud here on this bridge. And look, that's the River Stour. And I'm on quite a busy link road, but it has a very large wide pavement, so that's good. And look, here we go. You can make a momentous step with me. I think about here. Yeah, there we go. Did it? I mean, I could... Oh, an injunction? Protesting on the highway subject to restrictions that are protected by the injunction in Thurrock and Essex. Wow. Like gluing yourselves to the road here. Actually take that kind of thing quite seriously. So yes, today we are going back up the other side of the Stour now. So I'm going to find a right-hand turn up there somewhere after I get off of here. And then we get to do the whole of yesterday again, but backwards and on the other side of the river. Okay, I found a pub. I mean, it's closed. It's only like 11 o'clock, but that's fine. They've got a bench, which is useful. So here we go. Let's do the map bit. So this is where we ended up last time. Manningtree from Harwich at the end. So today we're going back up the North Bank. Going a bit fast for you there, clearly. So here we are, I think, somewhere just about here. Focus mode, something. It's having trouble with low light today. It's overcast. It's still about 22 degrees, but with a reasonable wind. But yeah, that should clear later in the day and just get a bit sunnier, but I don't think it's going to rain. Anyway, we want the Stour and Orwell Way, which is essentially this dotted line, a diamonded line all the way along. It makes a massive inland detour here, which I think is because this is just impassable. So we're going inland up to here and then follow this for a bit. Then back to the path, and then I think when I get to here, I'm going to take a detour and actually follow the seawall, because it is marked as a path. This might be a bit more rugged than the Stour and Orwell Way, which goes quite far inland and not really where I want to be. There is a pub I'm looking to try and hit at Harkstead. That beer glass there. I can make a little inland detour. I'll get lemonade there maybe, if it's open. Otherwise, it's just all the way on round and back to Shotley Gate, where my car is. It has an amazing view of the harbour, and it's going to be sat there all day staring at it. Car parks doesn't appear to close. I mean, it says no overnight camping, which is fine. I reckon I can be there by 5 or 6-ish today. But running about 2 hours later than yesterday, because the public transport options turned out that the best way to get from a parked car at Shotley Gate to Manningtree station to start my day's hike was to get the ferry across to Harwich and then take the train back along from Harwich. So I've been in the car, on a boat, and on the train as well already today, so it's all good stuff. I got to go on the ferry after all, even though it wasn't part of the official route, so that was nice. So yeah, pack up, get moving up there, follow that road round, and then get back to the riverside. I think we go through a light industrial park and then onto the riverbank. Not sure what we're going to see today, but then I'm not really sure what I'm going to see on any given day. That Royal Medical Hospital place, Royal Hospital College thing, that's looked interesting. I expect we'll see that quite a lot as we go, so I shall try and get some stuff of that as we go past. Otherwise it's just going to be serene riverbank stuff, and hopefully this will clear up a bit. Although clouds do protect me from the burning sky god's wrath, so that's good too. Alright, let's crack on. Surprising. Just come out of this light industrial estate and found myself here. Some sort of lake. Decoy Pond. Yeah, chap there fishing. Local club, I guess. Signs on the tree. Private fishing. Yeah. I think this is me. Follow it round. So many empty units there and abandoned ones in that industrial park. Yeah, a lot of it's clearly on the floodplain. You can see half of the empty plots have got water reeds growing in reed beds. Still, sure one day there'll be economic conditions that make it all viable or something. Don't care, moving on. Quite liking the weather actually. It's a little ominous, a little overcast. I mean, it's a yellow thunderstorm warning for back home again today. I imagine that will dump its clouds once it gets significantly inland. It'll dump its rain, but very close to the coast, and this is an onshore breeze. So I don't think it'll have time to rain after it's come off the sea. So yeah, all good. Walking well today. It's my second day out of a 4-day trip, and yeah, my hotel room was too hot last night. I'm never satisfied except in my own bed. But I guess that's just what it is really. It's still more comfortable than a tent. A tent on a prohibited pitch, trespassing on someone else's land. Yeah. So yeah, no, I mean the breakfast was better. Dinner was okay. It wasn't a super high cuisine, but does the job. Very much pub grade grub. That's all I really need. Again, better than like half a pack of cashew nuts and half a flask of amaretto before I sob myself to sleep in a hedge somewhere in Essex. Yeah. So just stop complaining, get on with it. Anyway, yeah, no, in terms of feet and legs, we're all good. Because I've got like a suitcase in the back of the car and a hotel to base it out of, I can bring more changes of clothes than I normally bring on a week-long trip, i.e. more than one change, more than 2 sets. So I've got fresh underwear for every day, fresh socks for every day. You know, it's these little things that make life bearable. Normally I go a considerable length of time without changing my clothes, which does give me strange looks on buses and in cafes and things. So yes, just generally feeling more comfortable. This might be the way to do it, really. It's not like I can't afford the hotels. It was never really about economy. It was never really about scraping the pennies, you know. It was more about the boys' own adventure of it all. But I think I've done that now, really. We'll see. Never say never. I'm sure the tent will make an appearance again in the future. For this week, though, enjoying myself so far. It's all good. All right, signage. Always makes me happy, Tim. Stour and Orwell Walk. Yeah, that's what we want. That's us. Grey disc with yellow arrows. Okie dokie. So don't go down there, basically. Let's follow this round. Yeah, I mean, I'll want to follow those until about halfway along, and then I deviate off to the right onto just a normal little footpath that actually follows a seawall. So. But I mean, this path here takes me quite a long way in the direction I'm going before that. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for those discs. No more Essex Way, that's gone. I think there is a Suffolk Way somewhere. There is a Suffolk coast path as well, but we won't be coming across that until the other side of Felixstowe and beyond, so not worrying about that for the moment. But my expectation is that the coastal path north of Felixstowe might be a bit better, a bit more intended for purpose, a bit more obvious and well maintained. Although even after we've done, today's the Stour, tomorrow and the day after that are the Orwell, up and down again. Then, I don't know, sometime in October or November we'll have to go to, I think it's the Deben. There's another one more big river that I'll have to go inland and back from. I can't even remember the name of the town at the top end of it, but that will need a 2-day up and down, because again, no ferry. It's not allowed on the England Coast Path planning maps that I've got. But then after that, I think we're pretty much plain sailing, wow, for a very, very long way. I mean, Humber, maybe? You know, I mean, it's that kind of thing. A little bit of mucking about around Orford. But north of Orford, it is literally just follow the big curve of the coastline all the way around. There's no really big rivers, or at least nothing that there isn't a convenient bridge for. So you could get dispirited by the zigzagginess of Essex and this Shotley Gate, Orwell and Stour and so on, but the end is in sight, so it gives me hope. so let's keep going. But I don't mind, I'm enjoying the actual journey. So that's very much what this is all about. I mean, to be honest, if I wanted to just go from Minehead to Minehead again, I could do it in 3 steps instead of, you know, well, so far 7 years, probably about 14 or 20 all in. I reckon I've done about 1,300 miles now, so, you know, very roughly. I don't know if I'm halfway round, assuming you don't actually count the Offarsdyke path and Hadrian's Way, which aren't technically part of the England Coast Path, although I will still want to do those. I think that's going to Ipswich. Different line now. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't even know if I'm halfway around or not, but I try not to worry about it. I am my only real worry. I mean, I'm on the journey of a lifetime. I don't mean that in the superlative sense, in that it's amazing. I mean that in that it will take me most of my lifetime. And that's okay, but I worry about my continued good health. I am type 2 diabetic, as I may have mentioned in passing. I'm on medications, which are okay, you know. I don't notice being any, you know, invalided particularly, or any debilitation or anything like that. The medicines are largely preventative at this stage. I'm quite reasonably well managing it, blood sugar levels and things. I don't have to jab myself with insulin after every meal or anything like that. I got the mild one that's fairly easily manageable with tablets and dieting, which, I mean, I'm good at tablets. But last week was my yearly checkup. You know, they do blood pressure, they take the blood, urine sample, check your blood pressure and stuff, but they also do your feet. They check your feet in a variety of ways. They use one of those microphone things they use for pregnant women as well. They use that on the blood vessels to see if they can hear a strong heartbeat, which they could. Then they do a tuning fork against the various parts of the bone and the toe and stuff to see at what point you can no longer feel it vibrating, and that all came up good. And they do a thing where they poke it with a fine plastic stick, and you have to have your eyes closed and tell them when you can feel it in various places, and that came up good as well. So I'm all good for feet, which are quite important for this. But I worry, because one of the more horrifying aspects of type 2 diabetes, if it's left unmanaged and gets out of control, eventually all the fine blood capillaries in the ends and the nerves and the ends of your feet and extremities start to clog up with unmanaged sugars or something. Basically, your feet can die from the tips outwards, inwards, and at that point they have to start cutting things off, which is a pretty horror story, pretty horrific thing. Doubly so if you're determined to spend the rest of your life hiking around the country. So I do have to be careful with, you know, my lifestyle and my dieting and stuff as much as possible. But I seem okay at the moment, so that's good. We get at least another year out of myself and my feet. Wow, that all went dark. Look at this beautiful train line or something. No, look across the river. So that's Mistley. That is the Edme malt barley processing place. I thought it was some big sort of historic 1700s relic thing, all turned into flats or something, but actually as I walked through further and looked in more detail, which I didn't film as much as I should have, it did seem like it was a going concern. I'll have to look up what malt extract is for. I think it's made in beer, used in beer making, sort of industrial scale lager brewing or whatever. Maybe they pour that stuff in just as they're pushing it through the super condenser or something. I don't know, I'm not really a brewer. But yeah, anyway, hopefully we're going to get back down to the river. I think we'll have to go right up here. Let's look for some signs, all these people. There we go, a whole load of reed marshes there, and then up this thing and onto the bank again. Here we are, a more familiar landscape now, but heading east. Very I mean, yeah, suddenly because I'm in Suffolk, it suddenly becomes, you know, magical Wild West land or something. It's just the same. It's the same river, same landscape. I don't expect everything to be backwards on this side, or everything to be black and white. No, this is just more of the same. And that's okay. So yeah, I guess that could go a bit further, but the Orwell walk has taken me through the inland side of all that and up onto here. Let's get to follow the edge now. More of those tenacious shoreline oaks. I mean, this is all salt, this is tidal. Couldn't drink that, it's not fresh water. It's probably a little less salty than right out in the North Sea, but no, these oaks still manage. I'm going to have to read about it or look it up or something, because it's starting to worry me. It's nagging away. How comes these oaks don't get poisoned by the salt water? They uncovered some kind of vegetative conspiracy. It's unlikely. Anyway, so we follow this sweep round and then just round and on until the Orwell and Stour way, Stour and Orwell walk tells me to go left, and then there'll be a big detour inland to Stutton, because there's a whole section of this coast a bit further on that clearly isn't accessible, isn't usable. Which is fine. I'll respect the detour, because otherwise I end up wading through bogs and screaming at the heavens and that kind of thing, and it's just not a good look. Alright, let's keep moving. Some great pictures here. I mean, if I were looking to wildcat, places all over the place. Don't know how widely traversed this is. I mean, this is Monday morning now as well. Yeah, about 11:45, just about morning still. I think most people are at work or at school. It's the 2nd of September. I'm not well versed in these things, but I believe children should be back in school by now. Who knows? I don't know how it all works these days. It's been a while since I was at school. So I'm not expecting to see a lot of people out and about today, to be honest. Other dedicated holidayists like me, but then they tend to stay around caravan parks or tourist attractions on the whole. I haven't seen any obvious through hikers so far this trip, but we'll see, who knows. I think most obvious through hikers aren't stupid like this and take the ferry. I mean, so the ferry this morning, I got the ferry from Shotley Gate to Harwich, 10 o'clock, it was £4.40, and it took about 10 minutes if that. But after I got off that ferry, it then went on to Felixstowe on the other side. So if I'd have just sat on that ferry a little longer, I could have saved myself 3 days. No, I mean, I still would have had to go and got the car back. The point is, I think most people who are even attempting something like I'm doing regard this bit as entirely optional. I'm only here because I made the mistake of looking at the actual England Coast Path UK Gov website and just looked at the planning stuff. And one day the King Charles III England Coast Path will come through here, but I haven't seen any signage. I don't know. I'd be surprised, frankly. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember when I last saw an England Coast Path sign. You can probably remember. I probably documented it on these videos. I've forgotten. And I've got no real anticipation of seeing another one for, well, until I see it, to be honest. I mean, looking at the planning stages map, overview map on that website, I mean, the next stages that look like they're fully complete and open to the public and everything's ready and done is like Yorkshire. So I'm sort of, winging it a lot for this. Very much following a path that will one day be. I'm kind of like a pathfinder. I'm like a scout. And I'm documenting this stuff on YouTube, and I'm just hoping that someone important at UK Gov, national parks or whatever department's in charge of this stuff is reviewing my reconnaissance, because it might be useful. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm going to stop talking because I'm running myself out of breath. Let's have a slow pan instead, why not? Right, I just had to stop here. Enough's enough. I don't normally approve of this kind of thing, but this guy. Right, so I have just an ordinary piece of mindless graffiti, you might think. I have seen that tag every bloody where I've gone. It's like I'm being followed or stalked. On similar metal structures south of Essex, sort of around Canby Island, around sort of out in the wilds in between flipping Malden and Mersey. I've seen it on these gantry things. I've seen it on bridges pretty much everywhere I've gone, pretty much all the way around the M25 in very large repeated stylings. There's various London Underground sidings. I have seen that particular tag on a bridge over the A303 near Stonehenge. You know, this guy is everywhere. I mean, he must also be doing the coast path or something. I don't know. He's got an enormous range. It's like a Banksy of our time, I'm sure. Unless it's a franchise. I mean, that's the only way. I mean, I don't know, obviously don't know the times and dates of all these taggings, but just the sheer breadth. I mean, you see an occasional repeated tag in a small town or, you know, on nearby dual carriageways, but indicating a rather short range of territory of operation. But that 10-foot guy is bloody everywhere. I would not be surprised if I go later this month. I'm going on a small trip to Scotland with my father, entirely unrelated to walking. I'll be taking a car. I wouldn't be surprised if I see that stuff up there on the top of Ben Nevis or whatever. I just had to document it because I think I'm going mad. It must be, unless it's a franchise, unless it's like lots of 10-foots all around the country and it's like a sort of regional franchising operation. Mad. I can't be the only one, surely. I mean, I have no particular desire to investigate the matter further, find out who he is or anything. I'm just somewhat stunned and impressed at his sheer dedication. It's not just distance, it's the remoteness of some of these tags, you know? I've seen it everywhere. It's like a glitch in the Matrix. Maybe I'm starting to see the serial numbers of the base code of the universe or something. I'm genuinely quite perturbed by seeing that everywhere. Let's vary it up a bit. Picturesque pink house there with blue detailing. if I go around, I think I might go around that in there. Yeah, look, black swans, that's what I wanted to show you. Doing my ornithology bit. 20 times zoom, steady, steady. There they are. It's clearly a swan. Two of them. But black. How unusual. A few white swans over there as well. Bit of a sheltered bay here, I think. Just low down beyond that headland, there's a bit less wind. That's probably why they're here. Give the full force of it as we go around the corner. It's not a hugely powerful wind, but it's a steady breeze. It's good, it's keeping me cool because it is still quite warm today as well. Pretty much ideal conditions. I do like a good breeze. Helps my thermoregulation, stops me dying of heat stroke, which is always nice. Couple of sailors out. Yeah, see more of that as we go around. There's a big old marina where the car's parked, so I saw a few people going out through the lock as I was waiting for the ferry. Should be a good day for it. Let's negotiate this meticulous front lawn. And so, summing up, esteemed members of the society, this is why I propose the entire species of oak is reclassified as seaweed. Thank you and good day. Right, this is a nice spot. I'm going to sit here and chill. Although with this wind it really will be chill if I sit too long. I could do just a little sit and a sip of water. Look out across the way through the oak leaves. Yes, lovely. Doesn't look like anyone's been here today, but that looks like maybe 1 or 2 tides worth of sand coverage. Yesterday probably. It was a lovely day yesterday, so it would have been a good spot for a picnic. Still is, if you like overcast and wind. Yes, time for a little bit of a break. I mean, it is 12:10, so it's technically lunch break, but I didn't bring any food, so, you know, I had quite a big cooked breakfast. I don't generally do lunch breaks, don't generally do food in the middle of the day on these hikes. Grab a bag of crisps and a lemonade if I see one, but generally I'll rely on breakfast and evening meals. Alright. That's nice. The sort of 20-metre cliff there. Probably that sandy rubble I probably shouldn't go near the edge of. But it's all forest along here. It's nice. Deciduous woodland. Path's quite, I don't know, I think it has been maintained, but the basic problem is that, well, not many people come through, but also if you come along here and trim it all up in the beginning of the year, this bramble stuff is much more fast growing than the rest of it. And it's got spikes on as well, thorns. So you end up having to scratch your way through. There's a lot of gorse along here as well. I do think about bringing a pair of secateurs with me on these trips, you know, just snip the odd overhang over as I come through. But I don't know if that doesn't count as going in possession of unlawful possession of a bladed article or something. They're quite hot on knives these days, police. Never mind that this is perhaps the one single valid use case for actually owning and possessing a machete. I don't know about zombie knives. I'm not sure they have any place anywhere. Even in a zombie uprising, surely cricket bat. But yeah, I don't know. Then I thought about, well, yeah, but then if I start getting all obsessive about every overhanging bramble I see on the path, my progress is really going to drop down. I'll get like 2 miles a day or something. Just have to dodge and weave. Hope somebody else will take care of it. Which I suppose is fundamentally the problem inherent in our society today. Alright, let's keep moving. What's happening here? So I check the edge. Oh yeah, that's all that. That's basically gravel, that. I'm going nowhere near the edge of that. And if I'm lucky, the edge won't come anywhere near me. Yeah, so we're going to carry on along here. Then I think we're in for our big inland detour of the day up to Stutton. Keep an eye out for little village shops and things. I'll grab snacks. Yeah, it's nice there. Nice little boreal interlude. Actually, it's boreal's northern forest, isn't it? I don't know what this is. It's trees, right? I like trees. Reminds me, I want to play Oblivion again. That did good forests. I mean, Skyrim was good in many other ways, but its forests were a bit perfunctory. Oblivion did some really good forests, even with the older tech. I think the path is on the beach. I'm not sure though, because there's nothing up here. So I've been following the edge of the field. because it's actually very high tide at the moment, and I'm not sure there's actually a way through down to the end. So let's go around the end of here and up to there, and then I think where those trees start in the middle, it cuts back inland and goes up a track. So I guess I'll just try and get there without being told off. Yeah, I think I'd try down there, but as I say, high tide, so I haven't seen any signs, so just having to improvise a bit according to what my map says there is. What are those? Looks like turnips or beets, sugar beets maybe. Try not to tread on any. Yeah, well, yeah, I think that might have actually been the path, or the de facto path anyway. I don't know about this. So what, I was supposed to go through there? Well, yeah. I mean, even if someone had carved their way through with a chainsaw, it still erodes off the edge along various parts of that. Yeah, I think that field might have been it. Still, some signage would have been nice. I don't know, what used to be here? Yeah, something held on with 4 nails. Been torn off, I wonder. Guess we'll never know. Anyway, this looks like a path again, so I think I might have been in the right all along. That's okay. Not like I want to tread on farmers' crops. I was trying to avoid them as possible. But yeah, no one's been through here in a while either. So it's definitely a path. Ah, my hat torn off. Damn you, thorns. It's getting shorter. Oh, this is ridiculous. This was a path once. Don't know what it is now. Okay, no. Right, yes, this was a path once. Oh god. Alright, do I try and scramble down or do I clamber up over there? This is quite dangerous. I need to put the phone away. I'll speak to you again soon. Blimey. Picked up a few scratches in there. I'm going to try down here, frankly. Looks like other people have. I'm just going to hope that it can follow around the shoreline and then scramble back up on the section I need. It's only like round the corner and up that way about a quarter of a mile, but it looks like the path's just completely overgrown. I wish I had those secateurs now. It's just, yeah, perhaps it clambers back up to an easier going part, but I need some detour, I think. Looks like lots of people have others done this here, so let's give it a go. Yeah, pebbles are harder work, but I mean, this does look like absolute high tide. Look at where the green stuff is. So, yeah, look, oh look, there's a path there, more or less. Maybe this was it all along. I did see a ramp with a sort of banister leading down at that point. Oh well. In that case, we're fine. Should have done this all along. Anyway, some good views here. We're coming around a promontory to see Felixstowe. That's not even Journey's End. I think the little bit of darker forest to the left is Shotley Gate. Yeah, I mean, Felixstowe, that's like 3 days away probably. But yes, definitely bikes been through here. Lots of people, some sort of motor vehicle, motorbike maybe. No, this is clearly the path. What the hell was I doing up there? Still a bit, some sort of signage would be nice. Just one of those little grey discs with the yellow arrow. Go down here, and they would have done. Oh, well, that implies that there's something easy to clamber up onto, back onto the top at the point where we go inland anyway, which isn't far. God, not so much physical activity. Just here for the walking. I'm trying to push myself through a flipping hedge backwards. Look at swings. And look at a signpost. Yeah, I think I'm missing a critical disc somewhere back there. Probably my fault, got myself lost again. Yeah, there we go. So if I'd have been coming from the other end, I'd have had no problems, but yeah. I had to improvise and I chose poorly, clearly. Beach on the end of nowhere. Maybe I'll get away. This is my idea of a beach, not like Brighton or something. I do. I don't have a family of small children and things to deal with. Those sorts of people require nearby facilities. Yeah, just don't bother with that basically. Although apparently it is a public footpath. Yeah. No, I mean, even if someone did maintain it, go through, cut it all clear and stuff, it still comes on the edge of a broken cliff. So. Good. Well, that was exciting. Wasn't really expecting any peril this week. A little bit of moderate peril. There we go. This is a bit more civilised. Follow this now for a bit and then we divert inland up to Stutton, unlikely named village. I've noticed the further north and east I go, the more unlikely the village names are, but then I suppose that's just what you grow up getting used to. I grew up near a village honestly called Dummer. It's near Farley Wallop. Yeah. So this is all fine, really. Call it what you like. Just don't expect me to get the pronunciation right on first go after only ever having read the places. Alright, heading inland. The river goodbye for the time being. Probably be another hour or two before we see that again. I'm thinking of bringing the pub visit forward. There's a small detour I can make in Stutton to their local pub, although I don't know if it'll be open or not. Might also be a local shop, I don't know. You know, my motto, always drink someone else's fluids if you can. No, I didn't mean, what I meant was, doesn't matter. Speaking of fluids, doesn't that look inviting? Looks like I want to just run out into it with my mouth open. I assume it's, you know, drinkable water. It's probably not. It's probably grey water or something. I don't know what sort of water it is. It must be mains. I'm not seeing any special tanks or drums anywhere. I don't know what they've got in there. I'm guessing potatoes because of the like raised moundage. You look at it end on. That might be potatoes. Let me come back in zoom mode. There we go. White flowers, I think. Flowering would be. They would have already flowered. I don't know. I think it's spuds. Yeah. No idea of the variety. They will be in the raised moundage. I guess potatoes are very thirsty. Oh dear, let's come back out of zoom mode. There we go, you can have steadiness or detail, but not both. Yeah, I mean, obviously they're having to water. I mean, I don't know if it's especially, well, I mean, it's been fairly dry lately. Look at this pale, muddy, dust-coloured path there. Hasn't rained in a while. Not here. I guess you've got to supplement it with moving that around the field every day or two. Yeah. Right. So yes, this will take us uphill past some farms and fields and things up to another little side road and eventually to the village of Stutton. And I pass straight through it, like straight eastwards as soon as I hit there, but if I go a little north into the village I might be able to find a shop or a pub. Like I say, I don't really want anything massive to eat, but a lemonade and a bag of crisps would do me fine right now. And I could have another lemonade and another bag of crisps at the other pub that I was going to use originally. Make it a really decadent day. 2 lemonades. If the pub's not open, because you know it's like 1 o'clock on a Monday in a provincial village, it's possible they're not open. They won't open till later or the evening or whatever. Then in that case, I'll look for some sort of shop. And if they haven't got any of that, then I'll just carry on my dejected, sad little way. There we go. The bucolic English countryside walking, tree-lined dirt road. It's all beautiful. I really do miss these trips when I'm not on them, you know. Kind of pleased with my ingenious plan to manage 4 of these trips a year instead of 2. That's going to do me a world of good. So this is Stutton. Charming. Lilliput Lane villages. Pub's not open until Tuesday though. Today is Monday. That's no good. Yes, I checked with the Google Map pin thing. Yeah, opening hours and so on. Also checked the pub in Harkmead or wherever that I was going to stop at later. That one's not open. Actually, it's not there at all anymore. I think in the time since the map was printed, the establishment with which the little blue beer glass looks like has either turned into a home bakery, a 24-hour wedding cake shop, or just disappeared altogether. Hard to be sure. There's also a village on my route called Shop Corner, which doesn't have a shop. So I think I can't get any supplies until the end of today now, so which is okay, you know, I've got the stuff I need, but it would have been nice to have a sit and a sip. But now I'm just going to have to power on through, I think. But that's okay. There is actually a bar right next to where I park the car. I can have a lemonade before I strike off, so that'll be good too. So yeah, that's okay. It was all optional. Still hale and hearty. Got plenty of water. Just need to make it last. So yes, this is the Stour and Orwell way. There's a road at the moment. Just keep an eye out for the signs when I need to detour off of it. Not sure what that even entails. All of it Village of the Damned. They haven't updated their picture of a car since 1940. Where's that man going with that child? I'm too suspicious. Anyway, this is not quiet. I can be loud here. What got legal meaning that has? I haven't looked at highway code in about 20 years, so probably ought to brush up on some of the more recent modifications. See the flash houses. Get your own entry panel on the gate, you know you've made it. Right, I'm just going to keep going. I haven't seen any signs that this isn't the Stour and Orwell way yet. Be something down the end perhaps. Suddenly we're down here, being invited to stroll across the formal lawn. I will do my best to stroll as lightly as possible. Bizarre. Unusually permissive. Don't normally get this kind of thing. Normally it's a spiky detour around some sharp fences. Maybe I shouldn't be filming their house. Well, there we go. Although the joke's on you because I'm monitoring you with cameras. So that's the Royal Hospital School, built in 1933, although the school itself was established in Greenwich in around the 1700s. Referred to as the cradle of the Navy. It's an active fee-paying boarding school for 13 to 18-year-olds. It's not like a ruin or a museum or anything. I don't know, I guess they're back at term now, are they? I don't know how that all works. But yes, some sort of naval boarding school basically. Very impressive building though. About 733 pupils according to Wikipedia. You can go and wiki it yourself if you want to learn more. Yeah, we'll be seeing a bit more of that I think as we get down to the river's edge. Impressive. What have we got in there? Oh, llamas, alpacas. Recently shorn by the looks of it. Pretty sure they probably have longer hair than that normally. Funny animals. It's amazing they do so well here, to be honest. This is hardly the Andes. You can see them in a lot of places in this country. And certainly the wool, I don't know if the meat's any good, but yeah. Right, so that looks like the seawall coming up. And the old coastal defence again. Which means we're on track. Probably time to stop and have a swig of my scarce supplies of water and make them last all day, because I don't think I'm going to get to top up at all till I get to the car. Well, there might be pubs in Shotley Gate, but might as well finish and get to the car at that point. That's okay. No, I don't think that's going to be a problem. We're doing, it's about 2 o'clock. I've got a choice to make. So here's the rest of today. I'm going to come back in zoom mode or it won't be able to autofocus. There we go, much clearer. Yeah, so I'm here, Alton Wharf, a little junction. Now the Stour and Orwell Way goes along the Diamonds. Goes along here, cuts way inland and eventually comes back out to Shotley Gate, which is no good for me. I want the coast. So I consulted to see what the planning map is. This is it's inside a little my waterproof phone pocket. Where are we here? It's not very easy to see. But we are at this section here, and you can see it doesn't like the coast much here. It looks like it carries on along the Stour and Orwell Way, only rejoining the coast at this zigzag section down to there. Suggests that if even the ECP, which is pretty relentless regarding where it believes the coast ought to be, doesn't think that we should go along here, then I'm inclined to agree with it. So I'm going to run across the top of here, which I think is up over that hilltop over there, signpost over there, and then try zigzagging back down. Then I've checked and double checked, and this beer glass here is a lie. That pub is permanently closed. And there's no other shops in Harkstead, so I'm just going to follow this over the top, come down to this zigzag here, and then boom, all the way along this. It's about 5 miles. It's a good long afternoon yomp. There's basically nothing to disturb or distract along that entire journey, all the way to Shotley Gate, Shotley Pier, the M, the little museum symbol. That's where my car's parked outside of. So There is a pub indeed just before there, Shotley Pier, maybe. See, I bought this and it's recent, it's fresh, but I don't know how long the imprint is. I mean, how long has it been sat in that shop before someone picked it up? And even then, they may print them fairly recently, but who actually updates them and checks that all the things are still there? All these little beer glasses, most of them I find, I don't know, there's about 70% of them still exist. The remaining 30% have been purged in the great "we don't need pubs anymore" inning. Probably smoking bans, I suppose, if you believe that sort of thing. They're talking about banning smoking outside of pubs as well now, which many people are complaining will be the death knell of it. Your Clacton MP, for example, thinks it'll be the death knell of the pub, which, well, I don't know, if you're a restaurant and doing well on food, it probably won't affect you that much. Anyway, right, yeah, so it's a big old afternoon session of very marginal shoreline. I imagine most of this path's intact, but you never know. We'll see what we have to see what we see. It's theoretically a path. Let's hope it all is one. But I'm going to go up and over this hill and follow that, take this chunk off, because for some reason the ECP doesn't want to go along here, and I kind of inclined to believe it. So yeah, let's power on. Got about half a bottle of water left, 5 miles. I think I'll be all right. Take it easy. Good. Just bring 2 bottles of water next time. Right, well, this is where I leave the Stour and Orwell Way for the time being. I think that goes over there somewhere. I have to cut round past this house, find my way back down to the shore then, and follow it all the way back to the car. About 4 miles or so. I might pick up the Stour and Orwell Way tomorrow though, on the other side. I don't know. We'll see. See if I can find my way past this, what looks to be a private driveway. Yeah. Okay, well, this is the path. Well, it does look like it goes down onto the beach at this point. Which is okay, I mean, tide's going out, so I pick the perfect time of day to be doing this if this is going to be shore walking all the way. I'm going to have to actually walk on the beach. But there's much going on in there. Let's follow the beach and see if it has a similar climby-uppy looking mound at some point. Clearly people have been up and down here. I guess this path goes on the beach for a while. It's okay. Slow me down a bit, but generally flat and accessible. And look, loads of people over there as well, wandering about. Maybe they're taking the same route. Who knows? Right then, let's forge on. Yeah, like it. Good spot. I mean, I wouldn't go under those trees to be honest, but each to their own. Gotta watch out for deadfalls. Popular little place. It's a track back over into the village. I guess the locals use it. Thing is, I probably don't really want to be. Yeah, I've got that. Oh, there's a little plank bridge. Good. Don't really want to be on this. I want to be back up onto the actual side margin, onto whatever actual path exists before it climbs up. Otherwise, I might be stuck down on the shore till Shotley Gate, and I don't know for sure that the shore is accessible. So that plank bridge implies some kind of regular passage. Let's see where we end up. Lovely landscape. Unexpected wildlife. Jellyfish. Don't know, the top of one, the remains of one, I don't know. Not touching it because, you know, some of them are quite poisonous. Venomous, poisonous, probably both. Bad touchy. Found my way up. This is good enough. It's definitely seen some traffic. Not too overgrown. If it stays like this all the way back to Shotley, I should be happy. Just have to watch out for going a bit near the edge. I think it's a bit prone to crumbling. Might as well be the sea, all intents and purposes. Kind of chalky pale turquoise today, just reflects the clouds. we got in here? More sugar beet. Some kind of big tuber. I don't think they're parsnips. Yeah, that's the house for Essex, I think. Just see it on the distance on the far side, 20 times zoom. And as a counterpoint, something different in Sussex. They call that wild camping. It's 2:30, should be up and gone. Well, I mean, I think this is the path. Sort of corresponding to the dotted line. I managed to leap that stream and continue, so I'm making progress of sorts. I mean, I'm finding footprints though, not just my own either. Is that one mine? What's mine look like? Oh yeah, that's mine. No, there are other footprints. Other people have been here, I swear. Oh my god, what this stuff is. I mean, I've been stepping over jellyfish all along here as well. Just clear blobs, circular blobs. Some of them got structures in the centre in sort of quartet patterns. More evolved ones, I guess. I don't know what this stuff is. I think it's peat. Peat bogs you normally associate with Scotland and Ireland and things, but I don't know. I suppose these riverbank conditions must produce it. It comes away in chunks. It's a particular strata. And it sort of dries out as well. There's some drier stuff at the top. I suspect it'll burn if you put it on a campfire, but we're really not meant to be burning peat these days. It's, you know, destruction of these habitats and all that. Try not to walk on it. Yeah. So I mean, the tide is on its way out. I'm pretty sure it won't be high tide again before I get to Shotley Gate. So I could just follow this beach all the way. It's hard going. And the dotted line on the map is sort of along here, but there's no obvious path. So I'm guessing the dotted line is the beach. There's lots of, yeah, it's quite spongy. Yeah, I think that is peat. Maybe clay. Not sure. But yes, certainly not seen any kind of actual footpath for a while. There was a bit that went along the tops, but then it sort of dropped down onto here. But to be honest, I think I probably could just follow this all the way back. It'll slow me down a little bit, but I'll get there eventually. I don't know. Keep an eye out for a proper path. Certainly other people have used this. Perhaps not today, but there's definitely signs of footprints and stuff. A couple of days ago, maybe 1 or 2 rains ago. And they can't all have died, surely. You got the right idea. But I can see the ferry terminal at Harwich International, so that's a good sign, and Felixstowe in the background. So I suppose just keep walking, as long as I am able. Got lost. There's a double back, downstairs. Going on top. Good. What are we doing? 3:30. I was in the zone there. Head down, trudge on. 1 foot in front of the other. Empty your mind. Fear is the mind killer and all that. It's a good time, I think. I'm not quite sure exactly where I am, but the path hasn't done anything weird to me since we last spoke, so that's good. Just this kind of thing. Field margin. Easy going. So that's the last bay. That gleaming white building, centre of shot, in amongst the trees, is Shotley Gate. I think it's a pub or a hotel or something. And then just slightly around the end to the right is the marina where my car is. So I reckon we can have this wrapped up in about an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. Be on for a 5 o'clock finish, I reckon, which is good. And the restaurant hotel that serves from 6 to 9, so I should have plenty of time to get back. I'm only about 20 minutes away by car. We won't be seeing my hotel today, this trip, because it's quite far inland and not on the coast. But a serviceable place, if a little faded. Could do with a new lick of paint. Oh, there goes the train, just in front of the white drums there. It's the Harwich to Manningtree line again. It's the international International Harwich thing. So yeah, I'll need to go around the corner a bit. So yeah, let's follow this sweepy bay around. So there's not really much else between here and there, but that's okay. Head down, trudge on. Just see the enormous, ridiculous Felixstowe container port in the background there. Those boats, those two big boats were loading from this morning. Looking, I think they're unloading now. There seems to be slightly less on there now. Just ridiculous. Like massive bricks made of other massive bricks on the water. I was thinking you probably have to unload simultaneously from each end, or the whole thing's going to just rear up, do a wheelie, which is probably bad when you're a container ship. Bloke out walking on the mud there. No idea. Foraging maybe. Digging for bait or something. Right, I'm going to keep moving on. What am I going there? It's not been harvested yet. It's a bit late, 2nd of September. Probably ought to get that in. Some sort of late wheat, I think. Don't know. Not quite sure what the difference between wheat and corn is. I understand they are different things. But I can spot barley and oats. They're easy, different shapes. But wheat and corn tend to look quite similar to me. Yeah. That will need to be gotten in the next week or so, I expect. Once you start getting into late September, early October, that's when all the big storms start up, all the named ones. That doesn't do a lot of good for your, it needs to be standing up so I can harvest it properly, crops. Oh, there's something different in that one. Quite thin. Is that flax? I don't know what flax looks like when it's ready for harvest. I know they've got the blue flowers normally, but it's about the right sort of size and shape. Somebody's been slacking on the job on this farm, clearly. Chop chop. Right, here we go. Try and push on through. Keep seeing these, which may be cow parsley or maybe giant hogweed, and they're all burnt and shriveled up. The actual stalks are blackened, look. And I don't think anyone's been through here with a highly selective weed killer, particularly given the rest of the state of maintenance of this place. I think it does this naturally. I think it is the one with the phototoxicity. The sap burns itself when it's ready. I mean, it served its purpose. These seed pods are ready to go. The plant itself can die off at this point. Interesting. Should probably do more research. Trying not to brush against it anyway, but I suspect it's probably safe now. Don't know. Quick important crop update, that is barley, not flax. I can tell now I'm closer. It's got the sort of folly over wispy long tendrils off the ears. Very, very distinguished. Very recognisable when you look closely. Phew, thank God I put that to rest. I would have had comments. Oh, that's cool. Air and observatory. I'd use that a lot, I'm sure. Definitely wouldn't get bored of it within the first month. Right, so we've just come through the back of that garage there and we're on this little roadway now. Hello. Hello. Who are you? Just ignoring me. Yeah, I don't blame you. Right, let's move on. We've got to go this way and carry on. Last stretch into Shotley now. It's about half a mile probably. Should be good. Find out how the car's got on, how it spent its day. Watch, fascinated with container ships, I imagine. Aha, here's me. Into the dark place. Well, here we are, on for the home straight. Shall pause to reflect a bit first, get my breath back. Hearing a lot of banging coming from over there. Lorries going on and off the Stena line thing. It's probably loading, I guess, or unloading, who knows. The lorry looks like it's driving towards it. Hard to say. It's been there all day though. So I could see it when I was on the train. I wonder when they sail. Maybe they do once a day. Spend the day loading up. No point going if you're only a 10th full or something. Must do it all on bookings and reservations for lorries. You can't just drive your lorry up and ask for a ticket, I don't suppose. Let them schedule. Must be pretty deep then. I mean, you couldn't see all of this from the other side, obviously from the landward side. It's like I say, I keep finding that the best views of ports are from the opposite side of the river, or from the outside, from the sea. Yeah, some small red boat there. A crane on that boat, like some sort of engineering vessel of some sort. Massive temporary structures on the end there, I don't know what that's all about. And yeah, Dovercourt and Harwich. Felixstowe's out of sight at the moment. Yeah, and these jetties here are the Shotley Gate, so we're nearly there. Which is good. Done a good day's hiking. I wouldn't hazard a guess at a distance, 15 maybe. I have to measure it with the Google measuring tool when I get home. Feels like a 12 to 15 in legs. Soles of the feet are a little achy, but that's okay, we're near at the end. Got 2 more days to do though, but I think a night's rest will be fine. I don't think I'm going to have any problems this week. Yeah, it's good. Right, let's crack on, get the last bit done. Well, here we are. Shotley Gate. Bristol Arms, I don't know if that's open or not. A bit early in the day, I guess, but it's the time. 4:30. Well, that's not bad, I'll definitely be in the car by 5. Because I thought, what with the 2-hour delay to wait for the ferry to go over there and come along there, that would put my whole day out, but no, it's not. I've still done a reasonably good job. I'm pleased with that. Set off from Manningtree station about 11 really, so 4:30, so 5.5 hours. That's about right, yeah, it's good. Right, so let's carry on round, find the car. Promenade. Didn't think I'd see one of these until like Great Yarmouth or something. It's a very short one, but it has some magnificent views if you like container ships. Even on the Harwich side there's a small amount of container shipping going on. And there's an international ferry terminal there. I mean, from a certain perspective it's probably one of the least attractive views you can find on the coast, but I really like it actually. I think it's amazing. We've got mega freight global interconnection going on one side, juxtaposed by, I don't know, is it 1300s Harwich Old Town, 1600s? There's a very old town there. Some of the old it's a big old hotel there, I think, the granite thing. And there's like a church at the back. There's like a Daymark Tower and this big modern Admiralty building grey thing there we've seen a few times. And then over there, International Ferry Terminal. I think it's intrinsically fascinating, if not classically beautiful. My car's been staring at it all day, I think. We'll find out when I get around the corner. I mean, Felixstowe continues around the corner. That's all Felixstowe all along there. Slightly obscured by haze compared to Harwich. It's the other side of the channel. That'll be day 4. We'll have to go around the back of there. Expect about 4 hours of spiky aluminium fence and go away signs. A lot of trucks thundering around on a big A road, relief road. It's going to be nowhere near as impressive from the other side, I can guarantee you that now. And then somewhere in between the end of Harwich and the end of that big container ship, there's a whole spit of sand and a lighthouse on the end, and that's basically where I'm going to try and get to for the end of my week. That'll be the end of Wednesday, probably. Not going to worry about that now. Enjoying this side. So I'm going to see the car park. Do I see my car? Not yet. I hope that bar was open. It's like a bar with hotel with rooms sort of thing. It wasn't open this morning, but it was like 10 o'clock on a Monday morning, so maybe it's open. If not, I'll jump in the car and go to a supermarket or something. Alright. Yay, there it is. How's your day been? Had a good day? Counting boxes? Splendid, it's there and it's not on fire, that's what we like. Let's go and see if those trestle tables out there have got room. So this is the ferry I got this morning, which makes me done for the day. So I will probably say goodbye to you here while I go and investigate that cafe, bar, whatever. So yeah, thanks for following me and watching and stuff, and see you tomorrow right here while we head north. Check out the River Orwell. We're done with the Stour. Anyway, see you later. Open until Wednesday. That's typical, really. It's been my day so far. Come on, car, we're going to a supermarket.